If you're a gun owner in Sweetwater or Carbon County, I hope you'll take a moment and watch this video. With the upcoming August primary right around the corner, you guys have to know there's a very competitive primary shaping up in House District 47. We're talking about this area here, Carbon County, a big chunk of Sweetwater County, and a tiny little piece of Albany County. We have four candidates in this race who are seeking to represent you in Cheyenne for the next 2 years, excuse me. And I got to tell you, there's a wide array of sanity amongst these four candidates that you simply have to hear about when it comes to the fight for your gun rights. First, you have incumbent State Representative Jerry Paxton. Now, Jerry Paxton is walking around telling everybody that he's pro-gun. In fact, he's holding up a vote he cast this year, 2020, on the Second Amendment Preservation Act as proof that he's a pro-gun candidate. The truth is that Jerry Paxton is a liar. That bill was filed by weak politicians in Cheyenne, knowing it was going to be used for exactly this purpose, to give political cover to liars like Jerry Paxton. And I'll prove to you that Jerry's a liar. So you have to understand, sometimes you have stupid or weak or outright two-faced politicians who will simply file a bill, even though with no teeth, with no enforcement, with no serious actual policy benefits, only to prop up moderates at election time. And that is what Jerry Paxton is talking about when he says he voted for a pro-gun bill. The truth is that Jerry Paxton has been a no vote on gun rights for almost his entire time in elected office. In 2019, for example, January 31st, 2019, Jerry Paxton was a no vote on House Bill 183. This was our bill, which would repeal deadly gun-free zones on government buildings, government property, which of course is paid for by you and maintained by us, the taxpayers here in Wyoming. He was a no vote on House Bill 183. Same thing took place 2 years before that, House Bill 137, another attempt to rid Wyoming of deadly gun-free zones. Jerry Paxton was a no vote. This time it was House Bill 137, and the date was February 1st, 2017. Why would any pro-gun legislator here in Wyoming be in support of gun-free zones? For heaven's sakes, we know that almost 95% of these mass shootings take place in gun-free zones. And why wouldn't they? Criminals know in a gun-free zone, no one can fight back. We've all been disarmed. So why would Jerry Paxton be in support of that? You should ask him that question. When you do so, ask him why he voted against campus carry here in Wyoming. This was also on February 1st, 2017. This is House Bill 136. Two votes, two bills the same day in 2017. Jerry Paxton was a no vote. And now he will not sign his WIGO candidate questionnaire. So we asked him, do you support red flags, Jerry? He won't say. We asked if he'll support a legislation that would ban our AR-15s. Jerry won't say. So guys, we got a real red alert here on Jerry Paxton. He has a history of opposing our gun rights. He's a hyper-moderate stooge for leadership in Cheyenne. Everybody in the Capitol knows that. And he's lying now to gun owners, trying to pretend he's pro-gun. A real problem with Jerry Paxton. That brings up Joey Coronetti. Joey is the bright spot, frankly, in House District 47, and he's the only one. Joey surveyed 100% with WIGO. Every question we asked him, he was 100%, knocked it out of the park. In fact, we talked on the phone, and he was almost surprised or shocked that these questions had to be asked. He couldn't believe there was anybody in Wyoming running for office on the Republican ticket who would have any question or we had any question about their loyalty when it comes to guns. He's 100%, opposes red flags, opposes the AR-15 ban. He's opposed to any attempts to weaken our stand your ground law, opposed to fixed NICS, opposed to gun-free zones, opposed to Dan Furphy's waiting period bill, opposed to all of it. He's opposed to the entire gun control agenda being talked about in this state and in this country. And what's better even than that is that Joey Coronetti signed the WIGO Leadership Pledge. And what that means is that Joey's promised in writing, mind you, to fight for gun rights as a leader by sponsoring pro-gun bills. Anybody can vote yes on a gun bill when it gets to the floor, right? That's easy, frankly. What's hard is leading that fight, sponsoring bills, taking the hits that come with that, frankly, from leadership, and it happens all the time in Cheyenne. But Joey said, I'll do it. I'll sponsor pro-gun bills. An incredible, strong advocate for your gun rights. That brings us to the biggest nut job, frankly, in Wyoming gun politics. Dee Garrison. Dee Garrison is a retired Union president and a retired correctional officer here in Wyoming. And I don't know what got into her, but Dee Garrison gave what is the worst candidate survey I have ever seen in 12 years of fighting for gun rights in multiple states. I had to read it twice to make sure that maybe she read the questions wrong, but she didn't. Dee Garrison is the most liberal Republican I've ever heard of here in Wyoming, and that's saying something. Dee Garrison supports red flag gun seizures. She wants to pass a law that would allow you to lose your guns based on the say-so of an embittered ex-spouse, for example, before you've been arrested or convicted of anything. Dee Garrison wants to register all of your guns. Universal statewide gun registry. That's Dee Garrison's goal if she can represent you in Cheyenne. She wants mandated waiting periods. Waiting periods have always been unconstitutional. They've always been asinine. But that's doubly true these days. We see Antifa thugs riding in our streets, burning businesses, shooting at our cops, and causing mayhem all across the country, including right here in Wyoming. And the idea that we should have to wait 3 days now to buy a firearm when that group of thugs might be, a mile away from your house, it's absolutely ludicrous. But that's Dee Garrison. She also supports expanding gun-free zones because, it's smart, right, to have more areas where armed Antifa thugs can walk right up to a group of innocent people here in Wyoming, knowing that we're unarmed, and shoot us. Insanity. She also wants to repeal Wyoming's constitutional carry law and go back to a day where we have to beg government permission to carry a firearm for self-defense. Again, I have never seen a survey this bad from a Republican candidate in elected office any time in my life. So Dee Garrison, the biggest nut job in Wyoming gun politics today. There's a fourth candidate in this race, Julie McAllister. From what we're being told, we're not sure she's actually a serious candidate, and sometimes candidates file and don't actually pursue the election, and that may be the case here. We're not 100% sure, but that's what we're being told. Either way, Julie has refused to survey with us, just like Jerry Paxton did. So a brief recap. You have a hyper-leftist nut job, Dee Garrison, who wants to destroy your gun rights here in Wyoming. You have a hardcore incumbent moderate, Jerry Paxton, who has voted against your freedom almost every time he's given a chance to do so. And then you got Joey Coretti, who has 100% pro-gun candidate survey with WIGO. He opposes every bit of the gun control agenda, and he supports sponsoring pro-gun bills for us if elected here in Wyoming. So if you live anywhere in this area, and again, we're talking about HD 47, it's this chunk here of Carbon County, all carbon, a big chunk of Sweetwater, and a tiny piece of Albany County. If you live there, if you know folks that do, get this information into people's hands so everybody can know about the wide array of candidates that we have trying to represent us in Cheyenne for the next 2 years. Crazy stuff going on, guys. Make sure that gunners know where these candidates actually stand. And guys, to join WIGO and get involved in this fight directly, go to joinwygo.com. Thank you.